Please maintain the decorum. The feedback form will be posted at the end of the session in chat box. Please fill in to get your each certificate. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar hosted by Rehab Store on topic Parenting on Child Learning Skills, presenting by Mrs. Santana Rajam. First of all, let me give a short words about Rehab Store. Rehab Store is one of the largest online shopping, provides rehabilitation products, includes speech therapy, occupational therapy, physiotherapy, and special education. It was first started in 2014. We have 5,000 more customers all over India. We have delivered many products to some of the hospitals, including Apollo, KMCH, and some other hospitals. And we have also delivered some therapy related products to many special schools and SSA centers. In future, we are going to implement 300 more products to our website soon. Within this year, we are trying to collaborate with some of the international companies to export and import products over worldwide. Now I kindly request our Adra Special School Principal, Mrs. Shubha Ravishankar, to give a small talk. Subha ma'am. Subha ma'am, are you there? Hello.
Hi ma'am, how are you ma'am? Santana ma'am. Hi Santana ma'am, how are you? Can you hear me?
Your audio is very low, ma'am.
And now ma'am, it's whether it is audible?
Okay, ma'am.
A very fine good evening to everyone present here. I am so happy to welcome our today's eminent speaker, Mrs. S. Santanam Rajam, for our 6th webinar. Whatever the sessions we handle or whatever the conferences we conduct, she is the more energetic and friendly person who never says no to our words at all. She is always welcome in whatever ways the Adra or the Rehab Store need her help. She will be the first person to us. I welcome you, ma'am. I welcome you for our session, and I just hand over the session to you. And I also welcome all the participants, and also I welcome the Rehab Store team members for this webinar.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for addressing. Now I would like to introduce today's presenter of the evening, Mrs. Santana Rajam. She has completed her MTech and her Masters in Special Education for Multiple Disabilities at NIPMED, Chennai. She is having more than 12 years of teaching experience across various categories of students from school level to engineering college level with learning disabilities. And she has also presented many papers in various CRE programs, national and international conferences. And she is also working as a guest faculty member at Mother Teresa Women's University. As well as she is also successfully running her own remedial teaching center at Chennai. Now I welcome all the participants, Rehab Store team members and webinar team members and our Adra Special School Principal ma'am to the presentation. Now I hand over the session to our presenter. Ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. It's my pleasure. Good evening, everyone. I welcome you all for this session. My greetings to all participants and organizers of this webinar. I would like to thank the Rehab Store webinar team and Adra School team. Thank you. Shall we start the session?
Yes, ma'am.
Dear participants, for the better understanding of the topic, in between this presentation, we are in need of your active participation. So kindly give us your responses. Thank you. First, what is the majority of your language preference? For this webinar, I am asking. In 20 seconds, we will close this poll. Okay, results shows that it's 52 and 48. Okay, we will proceed this webinar in English. Okay, first question. Are learning and education same? Hmm.
My voice is not audible. Excuse me, ma'am. Please. Excuse me, ma'am. I can't hear the voice, ma'am. Please.
Is it audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Now audible, ma'am. Yes,
Okay, okay, okay. Okay. The next question is the performance. The performance of a child is based on one factor. Please give us your responses. Actually, performance of a child is not based on one factor. It is a multi-dimensional. Performance of the child is based on their learning skills, learning styles, their intelligence, and teaching styles. Learning is a lifelong process. Learning styles we can change. If we develop learning skills, we can change our learning style. It's not fixed, but throughout the life, throughout the learning, we are following some kind of learning styles. Domains of intelligence, that is our inbuilt capacities, inbuilt characteristics, something with what we are born with. That is called intelligence. Next one, teaching style. We are not able to learn all the things by our own. We need someone to teach us, not exactly a teacher. Maybe some our friends, our peers, elders, youngers, from anyone we can learn. So these are the various components, various domains that contribute to develop, to enhance our learning skills or our performance. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next, learning is a linear process or non-linear process. Is learning a linear process or non-linear process?
Hey.
Actually, learning is a non-linear process. It's not like a process of boiling water. Just we are switching on the uh, uh, power supply and the water is heating. Not like that. Learning is not a linear process. It's a non-linear process. Learning is a not non-linear process. Yes. For example, if you are able to think about the apple, what are the things we can imagine? What are the things we can realize? The color of the apple, the shape of the apple, size of the apple, taste, juiciness, etc., etc. Like the way for each and every individual things, we have minimum of 30,000 perceptions. That may be due to our physical sensation, feelings, past experience. This is one kind of affecting factor which affects our learning. Second one, our environment, where we are. What are the things we are doing? How we are doing? That and all very important. For example, if we are riding a bicycle, or a two-wheeler in a regular route, automatically we can adopt that bend or speed breaker. That is because of our repetition, our learning in our unconscious mind. That this is the conclusion of functionalism. Third one, behaviorism, based on the stimulus and response. What is the need? What is the benefit we are going to get? On what environment we are learning, or we are ready to reproduce or exhibit our learning is called behaviorism. Next one is constructivism. Not every learning is new. We are constructing, we are building our knowledge from our past experience. From known to unknown only we are learning. That is called constructivism. In constructivism, we got some past experience. In any experience or any environment, we are receiving some informations. According to the new experience, we can compare that with our past knowledge, and we can build up, we can develop, we can construct new knowledge. That is one kind of learning domain. Last one is humanism. Our learning is purely based on our personal responsibility, for our own interest, for our own needs. We are learning things like hobbies, friends, personality development, all the things we are doing for our own. It's personal responsibility. These are some kind of different domains where our learning is stimulated. Through these kind of non-linear practice only, process only, we are learning all the things. Let's try. What are learning skills? What are learning skills? Learning skills is learning skills can be continuous thing. Continuously developing and improving to achieve various tasks, day-to-day activities, achievements, and everything. The subdomains of our learning skills are processing, perception, understanding, and practices. Processing is how we are imagining, how we are reasoning. Our learning is a process. In all process, some inputs are there, some process and output is there. So process what we are perceiving by means of the input, how we are reacting. This is cause of the behavior. For every learning, process is important. Then second domain is perception. How we are understanding, how we are organizing, identifying, and correlating, how we are making relationship between our available inputs are called perception. Perception is purely based on individual differences. Nobody, for a single matter, everyone is perceiving that in a different manner. So perception is purely based on individual differences. And third domain is understanding, the ability to think about it. Like if there is a problem, we are continuously thinking about the problem, and finally we are getting the solution to solve the problem. So if we understand the concept only, we can apply for mathematical, even for simple addition, carryover addition, multiplication, or everything. If we understand, if we process properly, we can implement, we can solve the problem by means of our knowledge. That is understanding. Understanding should be harmonious. Perception may be vary, but understanding should be in a flat face. The last one is practice. To make the perfection, repetition only make the perfection. So practice is also very important in learning, because without learning we are not able to keep that in our memory. We are not able to proceed further. So these are the subdomains of learning skills: processing, perception, understanding, and practice. This is called processing. We are getting informations by means of our sense organs. maybe vision, hearing, tactile, touch or taste. Through five senses, we are getting informations. After receiving the information, we are processing. That after processing only, according to the input, according to the environment, we can give output. The output may be vary, verbal or written or behavior, whatever it is, attitude, whatever it is. Based on the input, after processing, we are reflecting output. The process, learning is a cognitive process. Successful learning requires coordination of multiple cognitive processing. For one, it's not a linear process. Already we are clear with that. It's a coordination between multiple cognitive processes. The ability to monitor and regulate the processing will improve our learning. So we are trying to teach our kids with special needs through interventions. The speed of these process varies. Varies. Our reaction time over time, naturally, if the child is a slow learner, naturally their processing is low. So sometimes they are cognitive impaired. So through intervention, we can motivate them to learn. We can give different inputs, that is why we are following VAKT, visual, kinesthetic, auditory and tactile inputs that may stimulate their processing. Based on the processing, we can get outputs. Next, for every learning, we are in need of attention. Without attention, we are not able to learn. That's why we are telling a child who are not able to perform, they are not able to show their positive performance in school, we may identify them, they are with attention deficits or learning difficulty kids. Attention is very important phenomena in learning skills. Without attention, we are not able to learn anything. We will attend to an object which attract us. If it is harmony, there is no contrast, we are not able to learn that things. And dominating stimulus in the environment get attention. So attention is a process which produces interest to select the particular stimulus from various stimulus in the environment. That's why we are requesting the regular school teachers to differentiate question in a different color and answer in a different color. If both question and answers are in same color, the child is not able to differentiate what is question, how it will be in the question paper. Like the way they are not able to perceive, because a test, an exam may be an abstract thing for our kid. So we are trying to give some difference, some we are trying to avoid harmony, we are trying to develop some contrast. Attention is the process of the mind to get an experience in our environment. Our environment is filled with so many images, so many issues, but when we learn, if we pay the attention, then only we can learn the things. Factors influencing attentions are, actually we can classify that into two: internal factors and external factors. External factors are related to learning environment and learning experiences. Internal factors are related to our needs, perception, individual differences, our habits and our motivation. If you want to motivate the child, if you want to improve the internal motivation of the child, we can improve the external motivation factor or external attention. Through this, we can achieve child attention towards learning. Do we learn all the skills in a similar manner? Yes, we are not learning all the skills in a similar manner. For each and every different skills, we are able to learn that in a different way. Do you remember your SSLC total marks? Yes, many of you are able to recall your SSLC mark. That is called our memory. What we learn are stored in our brain. That is called, this process is called as memory. Memory, it's not a, we are not simply storing the data as it is. To enhance our memory, we are processing, our brain is processing that experience into different packages like episodic memory. By seeing a photo, we can recall, we can uh, get memory of our friends or that place. So memory is not a single package. With the different methods, our brain can process the input and we can get memory. So three stages of memory, memory is there: encoding, storage, and retrieval. Encoding is a input process. When there is a need, at the time we can retrieve that information from the storage. That is retrieval. Input, process, and output. Memory is also a cognitive process. Then types of memory, we know that memory broadly we can classify that into short-term memory and long-term memory. Do you remember your SSLC mark? Subject wise breakup? Yes, we are not able to recall subject wise mark, but we are able to tell the whole number, whole figure, that is our total marks. This information, the missed out information is called forgetting. What are the things we are not able to recall? What are the things we are not able to retrieve from our memory is called forgetting. It's technically called forgetting. So forgetting is the failure to recall the information from our memory or from our mind. Next one is perception. Based on the individual differences, learning experiences, and learning environment, our perception vary. So this is the situation where we are facing many problems with our children. They are not able to perceive what we are teaching, what we are trying to convey. So perception is the way how we notice and understand the things, objects, persons, and events from our environment. The performance of the person or a child is purely based on the perception. It's a sensory information. Interpretation of the sensory information is called perception. Individual differences and social learning is major influencing factors of perception. Uh, we know that elephant story, by providing blindfold, if we allow the children to touch the statue of elephant, they know elephant already, but at that environment, at that moment, they may pursue their touch in different way. So individual differences and individual experiences influence more about learning and social learning. What their culture, what the environment is providing, what the input they are receiving from the environment is very much important. Nowadays, mostly all of us are complaining that the kids are addicted with mobile phone. For that, every psychologist, everyone is telling that first you avoid as a parent, as a teacher, you should avoid the phone. You read the books, then kids automatically will follow reading. So, social learning is very important. Social environment is very important to improve the perception. In some culture, the right things are differ from another culture. But food habit may also vary from one environment, one culture to another culture. These and all comes under social learning. Next domain of our learning is understanding. Understanding is nothing but our thought process. How we are able to apply our knowledge in a new situation or in a generalized situation. Here, the major problem of our children with special need is generalization. They know the color, they know the object, but they are not able to generalize in some other situation. That is where there only we are facing problem. It is the capacity. Understanding is the capacity to pick up general relationship of particulars. Learners use what they already know, what they constructed, what they understood previously. That are the things influence, that are the things may enhance or pull back a new learning. So understanding is how we are developing a new learning from our already uh, available previous knowledge. Then last one is practice. For repeated activities purposefully designed to improve particular skill. If you want to teach writing skills, how we are planning the activities. If you want to improve the social communication skills, definitely we will design activities like that. So practice, it's not just like we are giving and not engaging them. It should be pre-planned towards a goal. Or we learn skills in a similar manner already? We got the result for this? No, we are not learning all the things in a similar manner. Our learning styles vary. We may some things we are learning through physical learning, cutting vegetables, or cycling. Some things, the tables, how we learned tables by means of verbal learning, and our teachers incorporated some kind of music, some rhythm to that, so we can learn few things in a single learning style or combined with 2 or 3 learning styles. We learned through learning style. Based on the learning style, we can easily achieve required skills. We can modify our learning styles based on the learning skill. We can modify our learning style. Learning skills and learning styles. Research results reveals that there is a strong positive correlation between learning styles and learning skills. Few domains of learning styles are relational, cognitive, practical, and emotional. For example, if you want to teach social skill, it's a one kind of skill what we want to learn. For that, we can change the style of learning. We can give group activities. We can give play activities to involve them, to change the learning. If it is cognitive, so problem solving or mathematics, we can give n number of drill and practice to learn that particular problem solving skill on a particular topic. And practical, through that only we learned cooking or drawing rangolis. Through practice we learn. And emotional, how they are able to angry management, stress management, everything we learn to emotional skills in different style. And next, the important thing, learning skills and teaching style. Um, we are not fond of all of our teachers. We have a particular teacher who is our favorite. That is the reason we may admire, we may addicted to their style of teaching, our personality, our behavior, physical, maybe physical appearance, whatever it is. It is based on the teaching style also. We can enhance, we can influence learning skills. Do you think all people learn in the same order, but not all learn in the same rate, same speed? Are you agree with this or disagree? Yes, all people learn in the same order, but not in same speed. In some cases, the order is also not fixed. Agree. Next one, learning stages. That is all about the learning skills, because learning, the performance of the child is purely based on different domains. We discussed that one, which is next one, stages of learning. Learning is not a single step process. For this learning, the mastery level of learning, we have to undergo different phases of learning. So acquisition, it is the initial, like introduction, then maintenance. Uh, After acquisition, we can understand that in-depth concept. We can understand the concept and we can store that in our memory. That is called maintenance. And last stage is generalization of our, our skill, where there is a need, where knowledge should be integrated. That stage is called generalization. We are not, our child mostly faces problem in generalization. For the child who processes information slower than their age peer, their classmates, it will take them longer to learn, retain and retrieve new information, to include reaching automaticity with basic facts and making connections in higher order thinking activity. That's why school system, still school system is segregating students average, above average and below average based on the stages of learning or processing speed. They are classifying the classifying our students into different categories. Next question. Do you think, are you rewarding yourself for your goals, your achievements? Yes, we all are ready to appreciate ourselves. This is the reason why we, the professions related to children with special need, are motivating ourselves by repeatedly saying good, excellent for us. So motivation is very important factor in learning. It's severely affecting the students' learning and behavior. Motivation also leads to increased effect and energy. If somebody is telling that or motivating you, you can do that, automatically we will do that. So that is giving more energy to us. Motivation enhances cognitive processes. Yes, you can do. The single word will lead us to solve the problem easily and quickly. Motivation determines what consequences are reinforcing and punishing. If we will get a good dress, definitely we will solve that problem or we will do that. So reinforcement. The consequences also important in motivation. Next one. Out of the box thinking is creativity. Agree, disagree? Actually, out of the box thinking is not the reason is creativity is to solve problems, or we are trying to implement our knowledge, our existing knowledge in new environment. So out of the box thinking is not in creativity. Creativity should be within the boundaries to solve any problem. Out of the box thinking is not effective or efficient way. It may be creative, but in learning, we should learn the basic foundations, basic things. Then only we can develop. We can develop even theories by means of by our knowledge only. So that in higher education also, the role of the review of literature is very important. By following some boundaries, we are developing. So creativity and learning are two sides of the same coin. Without creativity, we are not able to learn new things. Creativity is just accommodation and modification of our schema and processing. So creativity involves critical thinking, planning, and attention. Without creativity, we are not able to pay attention. If any item is new, anything are new, definitely we will pay attention. To that, we will learn different things. Creativity, creating and considering new things also need new experiences and new learnings. So next one, we should value, we should respect individual differences. Individual differences are physical characteristics, intelligence, perception, gender, ability, learning styles. It will definitely, we should consider all these things in our teaching learning process to enhance or to stimulate learning. For that, psychology Gardner developed multiple intelligence theory. This is very much important. Musical intelligence. For that only, we learned tables, mathematical tables with music and visual intelligence, verbal intelligence, logical, bodily kinesthetic for dancing and driving. Uh, bodily intelligence very important. Interpersonal skills to develop and maintain relationship with others, even with teachers. Interpersonal relationship is very important, and interpersonal relationship to understand our strength, weakness, opportunities, and threat. We want intrapersonal intelligence and naturalistic intelligence. What is actually happening in and around us? That is naturalistic intelligence. And last one, very important intelligence is additional intelligence. Additional intelligence is which allows us to be able to teach successfully to other people. It may be teaching or learning. That is called additional intelligence. Last one is reinforcement. Reinforcement is very important in learning. It is not for after learning. In our field, we are using reinforcement in teaching. For example, we have an experience, we thought even alphabets, ABCD, writing of alphabets, we draw a card shape. Within that only, we taught the child to learn. One of my friend used dinosaur as a character to introduce relations, newcomers, new arrivals to their home. Like the way Based on their likes and dislikes only, we can teach them with the specific response is reinforcement. Reinforcement may be positive reinforcement or negative reinforcement. Up to my point of view, positive reinforcement is equally valuable with negative reinforcement. We want to use both the reinforcement for a child to learn or adapt to the environment. Actually, my last message, teach them how to learn. How to learn. We are not able to teach them each and everything. So we should teach them how to learn the things. That is why give me a fish and I eat for a day. Teach me how to fish and I eat for a lifetime. Thank you.
Participants, if you have any queries, please ask them in chat box. Our presenter will answer all your questions. Any questions, participants?
Any questions?
Ma'am, one question.
Teach them, yes, how to teach them how to learn. We should make them aware what is their strength, what is their learning style. Nowadays, the availability of the resources are very high. The technical support, internal and external support are very high. To that, actually, let them understand them. For normal school going children, we can achieve this. But for children with special need, this is a multidisciplinary team approach. Parents, educators, occupational therapists, speech therapists, everyone should sit with them and let them enjoy the learning, enjoy the pleasure of learning. That will enhance them. How to assess the different learning style in children? Next question. How to assess the different learning styles in children? Through their output, through their expression. It's a cognitive process. Learning is a cognitive process. Already we all are clear with that. Input, process, output. Input is similar to all. After processing, how they are expressing. Based on their expression or how they are processing. For example, most of the time the children are willing to walk and read, willing to walk and learn. So we can, this is an example, like the way we can identify their learning style. How to, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, how to teach children without reinforcement. Please, without reinforcement, is it not possible to learn? Are you agree with me? Without reinforcement, even we are also, after cooking everything, while serving, we are expecting the positive feedback. Always positive feedback, but actually we are not getting that one. That is different thing. Without reinforcement, we are not able to teach.
And one question, ma'am. What
Yes.
is positive reinforcement with one example?
Positive reinforcement that will motivate. It may be object rewards or a simple hug, token reward system, a simple appreciation, a gift that will motivate positive behavior of a children.
Actually, my doubt has to be that So my doubt is that it's something about what the topic is only. So my doubt is, ma'am, actually my doubt is that I have a brother in my home. My mom always tries to discipline him, but he doesn't care about reward system, and he doesn't.
Hello.
Sorry, ma'am, my mom just got a phone call. Actually, how can we make children to learn without them focusing? Because I have a brother and he has to learn from his school and he is not focusing much. So how can we teach children without their need of focusing?
So we should analyze their likes and dislikes. The reinforcement must match with their likes. Without their like, if they are not interested towards our reinforcement, what we are perceiving that I am giving this gift, it will be motivate him. That is not the correct dimension of reinforcement. What actually they want, the reinforcement may be um, maybe positive or negative. It may be, for example, I am telling, if you are not telling him, if you are not again and again telling him to do this and this and that, just stick a to-do list paper in that. That may work. It's an example. Like the way you should study them, introspect from their point of view. Actually, introspection is thinking about ourselves. So here we should follow, we should implement introspection of them. Is it clear?
Actually,
Thank you.
Okay, next question. You have said out of the box thinking is not creativity, but we have seen many children presenting a solution from their point of view, which is definitely out of the boundaries, but not wrong either. And even in the survey, many of us agreed that is creativity. What I am telling is, for what solution they are giving, for a single problem they are giving solution. For example, if you are teaching sight word reading in your classroom, okay, sorry, if you are teaching a long vowel in your classroom, at the time, if the child is answering for sight word reading, will you accept that one? The box is our problem. For what we are trying to find solution is very important. A painter may draw. A creativity is an individual perception. If it is for school learning or children with special need, they must learn their basic foundation skills. After that, they can develop. For spelling learning, they can develop their own creativity. For the spelling must be same. Are you able to get my point? Children or
Children not ready for physical exercise given by
given by OT therapist. OT therapist. Please consult with your OT therapist. Yes, there is one Hindi doubt. Could you please translate that one? Anybody, please?
Ma'am, I have
the occupational therapist to concern teachers.
Any doubts?
participants. Any doubts?
Mr.
Gautam.
Gautam Kumar, could you please raise your question in English, please?
Ma'am, I'm Gunasekharan here. So can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, please proceed.
Yeah. Actually, I, yeah, actually, I
He's
have the
saying
twins.
that
I have.
how can we,
I think somebody is talking.
how can we
Ma'am, actually,
read phones?
madam, can you hear me now? Gunasekharan here.
Yes, sir.
Sir, sorry. Actually, I have the twins baby. Around they are 6 years old. My daughter is she's okay. She does not have any problem. So my
Okay,
son is a little bit hyperactive. So he he is always running. So when we OT therapy, and then in KMCH hospital in Coimbatore, so almost last 4 years, he is okay now. But the problem is now he is understand whenever we are convincing, he is able to sitting that online class. But he is not listening. So the class is going, my
Reinforcement in the
daughter is listening,
coronavirus
but
at home.
he always thinking somewhere and watching somewhere. But if my wife is teaching separately, he can understand, he can ready to answer, and then at least 50% he is interesting to follow that instruction from my wife. But in the online class, he does not follow that. Even maximum 5 seconds, he will be watching what they are telling. But after that, he totally looking in thinking in some other way. He will not
Sir, what is
follow that.
excuse me, sir. What is the age of your child?
He is 6.5 years.
In first standard.
Yeah, first standard. Correct.
For them, if your wife is teaching, that is the mother is teaching, that is well and good. That is sufficient, sir. Please.
Okay, ma'am.
There is
But
no need. If he already is a hyperactive child, is a hyperactive.
Yeah.
So let them sit and learn with their parent. That is good. That is a better solution at this time.
Okay, but whatever we are convincing, he will be understand. He will not force us. Whatever we giving that OT things, then he will be accepting, and then he will follow that. At least if you ask them sit around 30 to 40 minutes, he will be trying to sit at least 30 minutes. So 50% we at least he will accept our instruction. And that's what little bit I'm feeling. See, if he's not concentrating on the class, right, in future something will be happen. Because my daughter is okay, she will not worry about that. So whenever the class or whatever it is activities, he'll be okay. Don't have anything. And only thing is my son only feel little bit is there. Maybe in future. Yeah.
If it is only about online class, it is not. It's not the permanent issue. So let it be. Let them teach. Personally, that is face-to-face teaching will enhance their learning.
Okay, but in the face-to-face also, what about that? Last year, even we understand that in the last year itself. Whenever the class is going, he always running in that class. If teacher is trying to force him, then he will sit 1 or 2 minutes. Then again he will start to running. So
okay, we want to match our teaching with their learning style and their inbuilt abilities. Through that only we can teach them, sir. It seems they are running, but sometimes their learning is perfect. Learning may perfect. Sometimes we are thinking that he is not listening, he is running here and there. So if they pay attention for a single moment, definitely they will learn.
yeah,
So
that's what.
if it is online class, if it is the issue is only about online class, it's a temporary issue. So we will take automatically that will get solved.
Okay, so I hope you have. I mean, I'm not sure how to ask this question, but so I heard a lot of therapy, and some people are telling like, no, Guna, it will be the problem if you are taking some instruction, or it will be the problem in future for him. Some people are telling like in the therapy class also. Some people are telling no worries, Guna, it's he is very young guy, right? So in future, if he passed 8 to 9 years, then he will be understand that society and the hyperactive running things will be reduced in later. Don't worry that much. So I didn't.
There is not actually there is no relationship between age and hyperactivity. The relationship is with the processing and activity.
Okay.
The processing improves automatically. They will sit and learn the things.
Okay. Okay. So that
Okay,
means
sir.
we
Thank
we
you.
have. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions?
Ma'am, can you hear me? My name is Joseph Pinakran.
Okay.
Actually, I'm a headmaster in a special school, children
sir.
with mental retardation.
Okay, sir.
My teachers face some problem inside the classroom when they go for teaching, especially when they are teaching basic academic skills. They find difficult to. We have only 8 children in a classroom, so we have the ratio 1:8. But still,
Okay.
that does not make an effective teaching. The children are not able to, like, everyone has to. We have to do programs for every individual children inside the classroom. So how to make the children attentive in the class, like they're not able to, because everyone is mentally retarded children. So my teachers find it difficult every time when we have a meeting. They say that the children are not attentive. They're not able to concentrate in the class when we are teaching. So how to manage this?
Sir, may I
in a
know the
mental-
age group? May I know the age group of students?
Yeah, maybe children age group is from 7 to 10,
7 to
especially
10.
classes 1, 2, and 3. Yeah.
Okay, that's why I'm asking. So differentiated instruction will help you, and many TLMs, teaching learning materials, may help you to solve this problem, sir.
Okay.
That is, you
So you need
have to
to
implement.
give them. You need to give them so much TLM to the class. The teachers have to take so many TLMs, right? Is that what you were trying to say, ma'am?
Actually, that is the solution.
Yes.
In regular schools also, they are setting up some resource rooms where they are storing all the TLMs that may rectify their learning styles. That may fulfill their learning needs.
Okay, ma'am.
So
Okay.
the differentiation instruction will help you to solve this, sir. You can conduct some workshops for your teachers to develop differentiated instruction, and TLM development will help you.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. How to make child learn and write letters, ma'am? For hyperactive children, what we have to do? For hyperactive children, I want to know the age of the child and how you are teaching. That is very important. Instead of teaching, writing on a paper with pen, we can give some touch screens or sand writing, sandpaper writing. Tracing will help. We should give. And one more point I want to add, in teaching, prompting and fading is also very important. So physical prompt and verbal prompt through fading, we can teach them. Actually, this is not a one-day solution. We are not able to get solution in a one day. It's a long process. That's why we are setting a goal for every 3 months. At the end of the 3 months also, our evaluation is at most 80%. We are not expecting 100% because we are accepting, we are ready to understand the ability of the child and problems of the child. So it is not a single day situation. how it is possible to teach child without reinforcement in corona period. That's why I am telling, without reinforcement, this is not possible to teach. For even a good, for a star, for a smiley, for an ice cream, for an outing, for a pani puri, or for something, with some reinforcement only we can teach. Without reinforcement, definitely it is not possible to teach. The reinforcement is not a big thing or a big deal. It's a small smile or small pat, whatever it is. Without reinforcement, up to my knowledge, in my experience, without reinforcement, we are not able to teach. It may be positive reinforcement or negative reinforcement. Without reinforcement, is it not possible to teach? It is my point of view, my perception, my experience.
Ma'am, here is another question they have asked you. My differentially able child of 16 years with LD do not cooperate and sit in online teaching sessions. What to do? It is from Ruchita Agarwal.
Online teaching, are they in special school or in general school?
Ruchita Agarwal.
Ma'am, she is in a special school. She is ID and then 16 years of age.
Okay, what they are teaching in online class? What are the domains? What are the skills they are teaching?
Basically, self-skill domains and play with I mean ki through play they just or activity, play activity.
What is the duration of the online class?
45 minutes.
Okay, actually up to this corona period, previously we restricted our children from mobiles and TV. Now all of a sudden, for our benefit, for the external environment, we are trying to change their internal processing and internal practice. That is very challenging task for us, and that is more challenging for them to change from their routine. So up to my concern, if they are not sitting in the online class, we the parents, that is our responsibility to teach them.
Okay.
Thank
at
you.
least, ma'am, we are trying to learn online for at least half an hour or 10 so that the child will concentrate on that, because during the corona period we are not able to send them in school.
Yes.
And ma'am, it is very difficult to sit for a child, to sit a child for
Actually,
30 minutes
even college students are also physically attending the class, but
Yes.
not mentally concentrating on in the class.
Yes.
Simply they are muted video and audio, and simply they are chatting. That is actually happening. So in the case of children with special need, we are not able to expect that kind of perfection from our children.
Yes, you're right, ma'am.
That is my point of view.
Yes, ma'am, you are right also.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your insight.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, here is another question.
Yes, ma'am.
How to make online learning for differentially able more interesting and engaging?
For animated movies with slow motion and number of repetitions may help them to learn. This is the reason why in cartoon channels a single episode is telecasted again and again. The reason the children are not able to understand what is within a half an hour, they are not able to understand. So that the TV channels are telecasting again and again, the children are sitting and watching again and again. If they understand the concept, next time they won't see that same episode. Definitely they will skip into next channel for another program. So animated movies with slow motions may help the children to learn through online effectively.
Thank you, ma'am. Here is another question. If
Yes,
the child is reluctant to learn, should we force him or let the child to learn through free play learning? Then
Through free play,
can we? then
Yeah.
what can we do to make them learn new things?
We are the facilitators. We are not the teachers. We are facilitators. We are peers. We're supposed to pull down our age and capacities and our knowledge to their level. Then only we are not the dictators. We are the facilitators. We are here to manipulate the learning environment which will enhance their learning experiences. Is it clear, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. And then another one is children not ready for physical exercise given by OT therapists. Please help.
Please consult with your occupational therapist. Where can we get their animated slow motion movies? They are not readily, if it is not readily available, we can record our own performance as a parent, a sibling. Can nowadays 50% of the population are running YouTube channels. I'm wondering how that is possible. For one or two clippings, two videos, most of the people are with the YouTube channels. So there is no need. Simple mobile recorded videos can help, can solve the problem. These are personalized stories. How in classroom we are developing some stories to target a particular behavior. Like the same way we can develop animated movies. Any other questions, ma'am?
Okay, ma'am. Shall we wind up the session, ma'am?
Shubha, ma'am.
Any other questions?
Any other questions? I am searching in the chat box. Is there any? If we missed any questions?
Yes, ma'am. There is no. I have asked maximum doubts from the chat session. I have
Okay.
asked you.
Okay.
Participants, please fill our feedback form and mail us to get your e-certificate. Thank you.
Thank you, Rehab Store webinar team and Adra team for providing such an opportunity for me. Wonderful audience. Thank you for your responses and feedbacks. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for this wonderful session. It is very informative. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
And one more information. We have another webinar on topic pressure care management for wheelchair users. Presenting by Mr. Mohan Gopal. I think next Sunday, 27th September 20 at 4 p.m. Please register in prior to be the part of our next webinar. Thank you. I thank all our participants and our Rehab Store members and our Adra Special School Principal Mrs. Shubha Ravishankar for organizing this webinar successful today. And finally, I thank our Rehab Store member to be helpful throughout the session. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your wonderful session. And the doubts here was going on mainly focusing on online sessions, how to give the reinforcement to the kids. Really, it was so useful. And you have patiently cleared all the doubts, whatever the participants have asked. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for your wonderful session also, for the doubt clarifying session too. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Participants, feedback link will be given in our chat box. Please check.
Thank you, Vindu.